Today we're tackling the subject that goals help to boost your morale and keep you encouraged. How do they do that? So let's dive into the material here really quickly. So the first thing I wanted to mention to you is that, in life, we can have plans and goals, and sometimes things don't go the way we plan them. Most of the time they don't. That's just life, right? That's the nature of life. So how does having a goal help to boost your morale, right? Your morale, morale means just how to stay in hope, how to stay encouraged, It's important, especially for athletes and maybe clubs and teams, right? How do they keep their momentum or their morale, maybe in a losing streak, how do they keep that energy, that positivity to stay positive and look forward that things are going to change, right? So here's number one, refuse to allow temporary pain or setbacks to stop you. That's the first one. Refuse to allow temporary pain or setbacks to stop you. Refuse, let the goal give you an ability to see beyond where you are, right? So because people who have goals and who have achieved great things in history are people who were so convinced and so convinced and attached to that goal that they saw something bigger than what was around them, than what was happening. I was listening to Martin Luther King Jr. Speech again, the other one, he says, on the mountaintop, that one, he talks about, it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter now, right? It didn't matter that the opposition he was getting, it didn't matter. He knew that these people might end up taking my life, somebody might kill me, but he was so convinced the goal was bigger than the obstacles, right? That he was convinced to keep going on despite the challenges, despite the pressures, despite the fears he probably had, right? So the goal has to be bigger than whatever the temporary situation or setback you are going through, right? It should help you keep your morale high, because you know what? I have a bigger goal. This setback is just some little thing. What I want to achieve is bigger than all these setbacks that I have. I submit to you the Apostle Paul in the Bible. The man wrote 2/3 of the New Testament, and he writes all those 2/3 in jail, in chains, and he knew probably that he was never going to see the light of day. But the goal was bigger than his present circumstance, that he kept his morale high. He kept his morale high. He still had hope despite his present circumstances, right? So number two, see beyond your present circumstances. See beyond your present circumstances. I think about my mom. My mom raised 6 kids by herself. My dad died when she was 36, and the oldest was about 14 or 16, my sister. But my mom was determined to make sure that we all get a decent education, right? So she did everything she could within her power, because she kept saying, I want to make sure that all of you get a decent education, so tomorrow no one will say mom didn't do her best. And she did her best. That goal kept her morale high. My mom would laugh in spite of, the bills, things were happening. You knew there was not enough money, but she was always joyful. When she was at home, we were happy, we were excited, because she used to go out to sell things to take care of us. But when she's home, we were so happy. We felt like $1 million that mom is here. And she kept that home full of love and joy, because she had a bigger goal. She had a bigger goal to see her kids grow up and educate and flourish. And all of us now, we're flourishing, the 6 of us. Everybody's got their own life, So she accomplished that goal. She kept her morale, she kept encouraged despite the difficult circumstances that life threw her way. Because sometimes you don't choose things, but they choose you. Some battles choose you. So, but how you respond is always your choice. That's what I always tell people, is when things happen to you in life, your response is always your choice, right? So the third thing, remain steadfast, resolute on the goal. Keep your eyes on the prize. When you are feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling like you can't go on, just think about the goal that you want to achieve. Keep looking at the goal. Let that vision, have a vision board or something, that you can look at and say, you know what, this is what I want to accomplish. Keep thinking about it on those days when you feel like quitting. Because at some point, you all will feel like quitting in life, whether it's a business, raising kids. You feel like giving up and think, oh my God, I'm a failure. What am I doing? Nothing is working. But remember the goal. Remember the end result. Take care and God bless.